there's always some time to do what you want to do. Find some time on your lunch break. If you got one of them laid back jobs, you can kind of jot down some of the things you want to do for your side hustle. Like, y'all, the excuses in 2020, I'm done with them. And that is just straight up. And that is coming from me, someone that wants to encourage you and inspire you. Stop making excuses because you are only setting yourself back from what you could already be thriving.
Reflecting on my decisions, wondering what could happen. It can all be gone in the blink of an eye. Change is crazy.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana and I'm the owner of the Stationery Muse. And welcome. I'm so excited to have you here on this channel. Definitely make sure you subscribe for more videos like the one that we're going to be doing today, because I am doing my very first video and what I am hoping is going to be an ongoing series on this channel, and that is going to be for my mom bosses out here, the women that really want to become entrepreneurs while balancing motherhood, life, all of the things that comes with just being a woman. To me, a mom boss is not necessarily someone that is an entrepreneur, but I feel a mom boss is just a woman that really has her ish together, you guys. And even though you may not really feel like you do, I don't think we ever really have it together, but it's just more so that you show up every day for your kids, for your family, for your businesses or your future businesses, the things that you want to do, your job that you have, you show up and you do the best that you can every day. And to me, that is the true definition of a mom boss. It is a woman that no matter what, she will come, she will put her best foot forward. And at the end of the day, she might make mistakes. No one is perfect, but she is still doing what she has to do. So if that sounds like you, which I'm sure it does, then you definitely just want to keep watching. What I wanted to do is share with you guys my 5 tips for how I stay motivated in this entrepreneurship space and just being a mother and juggling all of those different things and how that works. So me, I am definitely not a seasoned mom by any means. I currently have a 16-month-old myself, and I really just wanted to share from a perspective of a new mom, especially just trying to navigate everything. Having a small child can be very, very interesting at times, especially I'm here with her all day pretty much. She goes to daycare 1 day a week, and then the other 4 days of the week we here together. And another thing too that I want to point out is I also do have a job here that I do at home that has nothing to do with any of my businesses as well, which takes up quite a bit of my time. So a lot of times my actual business, my entrepreneurial things, they end up getting put into me working on them on the weekends or in the evenings, and sometime in between the different things I'm doing during the day or super early in the morning. Anyway, so I wanted to just kind of give that background so you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from, what kind of mom I am as far as where I'm at in my journey and all of that stuff. So the first thing I wanted to point out, my first tip, is to say no to comparison. And this is something that I'm sure you guys have heard over and over again. Comparison is the thief of joy. We realize that people will put their lives on social media and they will show us what they want us to see, not necessarily the whole truth and all of those different things. But a lot of times, even though we know that, we might let that affect with our mindset. And especially when you are starting a new business, a new creative business, I find that it's natural to want to do your market research. You want to see what's out there. So you may figure like, okay, I'm going to start this business, and then you go and you follow all these accounts that are in your niche, and then you start to see the different things that they do. And just like what I learned back in college in marketing, you do all of the things where you'll look at the strengths and the weaknesses in the marketing, in the market, and as well just within yourself, you'll look at the opportunities that you have. Maybe someone is not doing something that you wanted to do, and you're like, ooh, I see an opportunity to kind of veer in here. And that's where that is that very unique essence that you will bring to it, because a lot of times you will notice that the market is saturated in a lot of different fields. The internet itself is very competitive, and it can be very easy to get overwhelmed and just feel down on yourself, and it gets hard when you compare and you compare and you compare. But just keep in mind that that is just like 5% of what you see online, whether it's, like a huge person that feels like it exploded overnight, or a brand new person that is just kind of slowly building themselves. But I just wanted to point that one out first, because as you get into starting a new business, or even if you've had one for a while, just keep that reminder in the back of your head. No one is perfect. No one is showing every single downfall that they have. And don't feel like you should compare yourself to the 100% that you're seeing online, when in reality, it might be 1% behind the scenes. So just something to keep in mind. So tip number 2 is to seek positive influences as much as possible. Fill your cup as much as you can. I find that when you pour yourself with the positive messages and affirmations and the things that you want to believe for yourself to happen, or just who you want to be as a woman and as a mother, following people or, different things. Like I have mentioned before that I listen to a ton of podcasts, especially a lot for women entrepreneurs. And I will be happy to do another video for you guys with my full list if you want, maybe like my top 10 entrepreneur podcasts. I can definitely do that. One of my favorite things though to get me pumped up is listening to podcasts. I also love following inspirational blogs where I can get some inspiration. And then just some YouTube channels that are amazing as well that I love, maybe one like this one, or just ones that you love. Like one that I absolutely love is Erin on Demand. I think she is so inspirational. I love her content. That's just one that I can think off the top of my head, but there are so many women out there that are making amazing inspirational videos that they don't make you feel less than because you're not where they are, but they literally are building you up and giving you the tools and the tips and the motivation to go for what you want to do. Think about what are those positive influences that you would want to seek and how you can do that. I think journaling is really great. Jot down your thoughts. Seeing a vision. I created a vision board, you guys. This was my first year ever doing it. That to me is very positive as well. It's right here. I can look at it as soon as I walk in the room. And it's a constant reminder to me of where I want to go, what I want to seek. And my vision board is literally my vision. It's almost like a tunnel right here. So it doesn't really matter what's happening outside of this tunnel. I know what I want for myself. And that is what you want your positive influences in your life to be. Something that keeps you focused and not get you sidetracked. It keeps you right on the way that you want to go. So number 3 is to find belief within. And this is almost to just kind of go off of that. So as you are filling up your cup with all of that positivity that you constantly need, especially in this world, I think the biggest thing is to remember that we have to believe in ourselves. If you say, all right, it's 2020. I am finally starting this business that I've been talking about for X amount of years, or I'm going to stop making excuses and I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. Whatever that is, you have to actually believe it when you are saying that statement. And I remember when I started my business early on, I really did not have a lot of big goals like I do now for where I want to see it go, and I really didn't believe in myself. I kind of felt like no one was really going to purchase anything. I went ahead and did it. I took the actions. I opened up my Etsy shop at the time, and I put my couple products up there that I had. I had my Instagram page, but it was like everything I did was with doubt, and everything I did, I had in the back of my head that negative self-talk of like, okay, you're doing this, but you're probably not going to get this, or it's probably not going to go the way you thought. And that's something I even deal with in this time now, and that's even with me being a mother as well. I just feel like, am I doing the right thing? I'm here with my daughter, but I'm also working. And so I feel like, am I neglecting her because I'm right in her face, but yet I'm on my computer? And, so I'm trying to figure out ways to stay present and all these different things, but I have to remember to believe in the mother that I am, believe in the business owner that I am, and believe in the dream that I have for myself and for my family. And that is what finding the belief within is really about. It's not something that we voice a lot of times. We'll say, oh, I'm going to go ahead and do this. But a lot of times we really do have the fear that we may not talk about. And so that was really why I created that fear method last year. It's in the Live Love Inspired notebook, but I created it because it's something that is so necessary when it comes to approaching a goal. You need to find your purpose. You need to erase the doubt, by figuring out what are all of the different negative things that could happen. What are those factors? Let me face them now. So when they come my way, I already have a counter I already have a way to counteract that. I already have a way to overcome that. And then A is action, 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 because fear is an acronym. Taking the action, what are the first steps I'm gonna take? What are the bite-sized pieces that will get me to that bigger goal in the long run? And then R is to remember why I started. So when it does get rough, when you do wanna give up, when that negative self-talk does keep playing in your head, you can remember why you started. What is your big why? What is the purpose of all of this? If you don't believe in yourself, whether your whole family got your back, if you don't feel like you can do it, you won't. And even if you didn't believe in yourself and eventually it worked out, I feel like it'll still catch up to you in the end. So it's just all about having that self-confidence and believing. Okay, so number 4 is to eliminate the excuses. So y'all, I was talking about this. I've been talking about this. This was part of the theme from my box last month. Excuses to me is right under fear. So it's like if you're not fearful, you're not doubtful of yourself, all that stuff, you got an excuse for something. There's a reason why this is not gonna work. Oh, I don't really have time. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh, it's gonna cost too much money. Oh, I don't really know anyone that can do this. Oh, no one's gonna do. All of these different excuses that we make up, and literally they just waste time. And I know as being a mom myself and just talking to other mothers, the biggest excuse, and I'm just being honest, the biggest excuse that we will give is I don't have time to do that. And I personally was making that excuse for myself. You know, I kind of was doing a lot of things last minute, which I still do sometimes because that's just life. But I was doing a lot of things last minute and I just kind of felt like, oh my gosh, I just don't have any time. And I was finding that I was literally getting up with my daughter. So I would get up, like she usually gets up between 7:30 and 8:30, depending on the day. And I would be getting up maybe like 7:15. And this went on for a long time. And then we would wake up and I always just felt like I never had enough time. And this was even before I got my job that I have now. So even more so of a reason to what I'm going to say to you guys. But I stopped making the excuse of I don't have any time and I decided I'm gonna get up earlier. And now I get up around 5 a.m. That gives me sometimes over 2 hours to do things that I need to do. I get all kind of business stuff done, you guys, from sending emails, drafting emails to send out to my email list, which I really need to get on that because I've been slacking on that lately, but designing, figuring out ideas, dreaming up things. And what's even better is I have more of a clear head because she's asleep. My husband has already left to go to his job. And so I kind of just have this moment of just Tatiana time to really reflect on the things that I want and what I want to do. And then same thing on the weekends. I mean, I don't have any family here. So to me, that could be another excuse. I don't have any support here. You know, I have a few friends and they have their own lives as well. And I'm able to get help from them when I can. But for the most part, it's just me and my husband. I'm here with my daughter all day. Like all of these excuses, you guys, I can pile up and pile up and pile up. And I could just seriously be sitting here like, yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to make this Live, Love, Inspire notebook, but I just don't have any time. I don't have any time to design it. I don't. But it just comes to either pulling a late night, getting up earlier. You can do it. I find that if there is something that you really want, and that's the other part, do you really even want it? If you really want it, you will make the time for it. And I 100% agree with that. Like I said, being a mom is no joke, y'all. It is very interesting journey that I am on, but it has only made me a stronger woman. It has only made me become more resourceful of how to make things work and how to make things happen. And you know, sometimes you may have to accept like, okay, my child is sick. What I plan to do today is not going to work, but you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and stay up an extra hour later so that I can get this done. There's always some time to do what you want to do. Find some time on your lunch break. If you got one of them laid back jobs, you know, you can kind of jot down some of the things you want to do for your side hustle. Like, y'all, the excuses in 2020, I'm done with them. And that is just straight up. And that is coming from me, someone that wants to encourage you and inspire you. Stop making excuses because you are only setting yourself back from what you could already be thriving in. Okay, so the fifth one is to never stop setting goals. always be ambitious, you guys. So even if you start this business and you finally get it up and running, don't get comfortable. Don't do that, only because to me, I feel like it is a very competitive world, especially with the internet. If you want to make a YouTube channel, perfect example. Constantly be thinking of ways that you can keep your content interesting. How can you keep your subscribers engaged, or your listeners if you have a podcast, or your readers if you have a blog, or whatever the case is? How can you keep these people coming back? If you are more of an e-commerce site, you have a lot of products, what are the things that your target audience are going to want to come to you for? What do they love about what you do? It's all, to me, about really navigating through, really focusing on the strengths of your business and then building upon those. So, for me, for example, when I first started my shop, stickers was not a thing that I did. And to me, it's still not even really like my top thing. But I do get quite a few people that come to me for my stickers. And I appreciate those people for that. And I love that. And for that reason, I am constantly creating now my own illustrations, and I'm making my stickers unique and different, and something that someone really feels like, wow, I'm getting something different in quality. And above all, for me, my personal brand message is to inspire. So above all, something that can be inspirational to them, to move them to a different mindset or just a different way of how they may do something. That is what I'm all about. And so I'm constantly reinventing who I am as far as a business owner. And I think it's just the same way with being a mother, It's so easy to get comfortable in our routines and different things like that. And when I first had my daughter, me and my husband were like this. And then as the time went on, we kind of drifted apart because I was trying to figure out this like new world of being a mom, and then still trying to juggle this business that I so quote unquote wanted to have, and all of these different things. And now I have this business that I work at home too. So it's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I think the biggest thing is to just constantly keep setting goals for myself and knowing that I can do it all. I think that we all go through our different journeys, and we do it for a reason, and then we have the opportunity to share. And that's just what I'm all about. I feel like I do what I do to be able to share it and encourage you guys to get out there and do what you want to do. So that is my 5 tips for my creative mom bosses out there that want to start a business, already have a business. Maybe you're just thinking about it. I don't know, but I hope that you guys got some really motivational things from this video. I am all about lifting you up in any way that I can, even if I have to be a little bit hard on you sometimes. But let me know, what did you guys think about this video? What was your favorite tip? What are some of the things that you could see yourself doing in 2020? If you are thinking about starting a business, I would love to hear about it. I'm an open book, so ask me questions. And also, I did want to let you guys know that I do have business coaching available. So if that's ever something you are interested in and you kind of like my vibe, you feel like we could work together, I have the link down below if you guys would be interested in that, to learn a little bit more about working with me. And that is basically it. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Go out there, make 2020 amazing. If you have a business that you want to start, girl, go start it, okay? See you guys in the next one. Bye.